generation, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece, that mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ratted. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't panic surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like, what? And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah. And it feel like, yeah. All day like, yeah. All night like, yeah. Whole squad like,
And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Coming up, an important divisional round matchup in the NFC between the Philadelphia Eagles and the New York Giants. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go, set, 10 Lobo.
I'm coming. Switch.
The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's second down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
All day, dog.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Here we go.
Go. Get it.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Finds his tight end Ingram. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. First carry now for Jordan Howard. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Pac-Man. Waiting.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And he'll hit Jeffrey, complete. In the wild card win last week, he had just 2 catches, and now he's got his first one here.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
We got 4. We got 4.
So that'll back him up 5.
Let's go, boys. Bring it out.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down. 4 down. Watch 88. Watch 88.
Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. Looking deep downfield. That's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey, 70 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. They talked about stringing together some explosive plays here in the playoffs. That was a pretty explosive play.
It certainly was. And if you're going to win on the road, it certainly helps to have big playability in your hip pocket, doesn't it?
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. Well, these may be an adventure this afternoon, but this one is good. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Got hit and lost it. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And they're already in the red zone. The 18-yard line is where they take over.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there.
Trey 15. Trey 15.
Move. Hey, throw it out.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
And once again, not much running room, if any at all. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a third down. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Wentz. Aguilar has it. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
Now, that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curled a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. On 1st and goal, Howard. And he's in. Front Eagles touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
The point after, no gimme in the snow, but it's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Come on now, let's go.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A boost here to start the drive. After the penalty, it's 1st and 5. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd down at the 29-yard line.
Come on,
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Give the tackle that time to Rodney McLeod.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
52. Watch 52.
Yo, go.
Focus, defense, focus. No, check that. We got Mike 52 right here. Mike 52, come on. You better bring
Snap.
Here's Jones on 3rd and 2. Got a man, Slayton. His first reception of the divisional round matchup, but it's good for a first down as well.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ready up.
53's mine. Check. 53's mine. Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. Check. Hey, switch gears.
Five.
Throwing on 1st down. Jones. catch made by Slayton. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. First down, Giants on a pickup of 14. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. The toss out to Barkley. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. First down.
That's another Giants first down. First and goal at the 4-yard line.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he'll get blown up on the scrimmage. Back at the 6. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys.
General West.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Here's Barkley. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only able to pick up a yard, and that's going to leave him with a long 4th and goal. This situation in the 4th quarter, you go for it. But here, take the points.
If you go for it here and don't get it, you and I are missing our plane, and we're going to the post-game press conference to hear him justify it. Because the next thing we'll see is the owner walking in announcing a firing. There's no way he goes for it here. Get the field goal. It's the first half of the game. You've got time to make it up.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. And now again, the play clock's going to run out on him. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
To throw, it's Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Throwing now is Wentz. He'll hit Jackson, complete. A big play there on the catch and run. 75 yards. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. They run with Howard. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line.
I don't even know why his team showed up.
Two jet.
47 Mike.
Wentz now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And he will take it out to the 25-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3-point CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
A big chunk on the ground there, 27 yards.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend.
Here we go.
We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. They keep it with Barkley on first down. That burst good for 20 and a first down. But you talked about the need for them to establish the run early. They've been able to do that here in the first half.
And that means that the whole offense has adopted that attitude and that persona. We're going to take care of this young quarterback. Let's all get together and run it and take the pressure off.
Ready?
53, check 53. Watch the run, watch the run.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Check safety.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
They're not ready for this. They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Kill, 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 kill.
Shoot.
Now Jones. And this is incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. The Giants on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, echo.
Let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
Hard.
53.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Rush twist.
Now.
Jones operating from the gun. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are on the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Working from the gun, Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack. Shotgun now for Wentz. Marcus Golden, he's the one to get him this time, and back-to-back sacks brings up 4th down.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's Cameron Johnston now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Fighting his way through contact. They knew they were going to have great field position, went all out, got a little too aggressive.
And you have to understand your angles. They're cut down. When they're that backed up, you've got to be careful going after him.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on 4th down leads to 1st and 10. Now Wentz. This one complete to Sproles. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC divisional round matchup. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Show it up, show it up.
On the toss play, Howard. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Go.
50 seconds, come on. Hey, check.
Now Wentz. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Taken in at the 22.
Let's go.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script? And nothing but daylight ahead. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Darius Slayton, 69 yards, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time, they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
They'll give it to the fullback up the middle, and he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now.
Let's go, let's go.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
Let's go, deep, tighten up. Let's go, deep, tighten up.
Kill. Hey, Charlie.
53, Mike.
Better hit it.
Now Jones throwing on 1st down. They'll get this out to Barkley, complete. 17 yards and a giant 1st down. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did.
Go.
You got motion man. You got motion man right there. 58.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. Great move, but still wrangled before reaching the 20. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Mike 53.
Jones now. From the gun, he'll throw. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Wentz going to throw. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. Too far downfield, something those linemen have to watch out for, and that time it costs them.
Go. Waiting.
57. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Rush in.
On 2nd down, here's Wentz. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Let's take it inside his own 40. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They've got momentum on their side. They were once down 14-0. Now it's even at 14 as they look to put together a drive to get them the lead. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. The intended target, Saquon Barkley, but it's going to be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Clock showing 90 seconds to go in the 3rd.
It's our time. Check. Alert flare.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, orbit.
53, Mike. All day.
Look at me. Door.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
I got him.
Now they'll run the option to the short side left. He may try and run for this. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
Giants, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Ready.
And that's incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Let's go, Heavy. Heavy, what you got? What you got, Heavy? What you got, Heavy? Give me some. Give me some. Here we go, here we go. 58, boy, 58. 58, Mike. Watch the out. Watch the out.
Here's Jones. Throwing again. He completes it to Tate. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
3rd and 6.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by the linebacker, Nigel Bradham. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That pick hurts a little extra because it was 3rd down. You were already in field goal range.
You know what he's going to hear all night, all next week? Situational football. Understand what's going on because you expressed it perfectly. 3 points were in their hip pocket. They had those. Now, those went by the wayside. You cannot make those kind of mistakes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. They almost gave it right back to him there with another interception of their own. And to be honest, he probably should have caught that and picked it off.
And he knows it, and he'll see it in film, and he'll see it in his dreams tonight when it's all said and done. But you almost felt like the excitement had been ramped up, and they were trying to get a big play right after that one.
Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's Cameron Johnston now, standing just outside his own goal line. And he uncorks a beauty, best of the day. Pulled in at the 24. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10.
Watch the slats. Watch the slats.
Move.
Check, check.
Clear. 5.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Slayton. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 1st down for the Giants as they pick up 12. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
4 down, 4 down, 4 down. Shit.
Protein spills. Way to go. Let's go.
Now Saquon Barkley. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Leo.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Jones finds his tight end Ingram. 10 yards, good for a Giant 1st down.
When the offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, Tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
91.
Jones now 10 of 17 throwing the ball. He's got a 1st and 10.
Hey!
Motion to the backfield.
Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
10 Lobo.
Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Right, exit.
53 is the Mike. 53 is the Mike.
Watch it.
2nd and 5 now. Jones steps away to his left. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Looked to me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield, and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Watch the shit. Check Nicholas.
Greystone, travel.
36, 36.
But get it.
On the run, it's Penny. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
I get the thought process. 3rd and short, give it to the fullback, let him bulldoze his way, but that means you're counting on your offensive line to win the line of scrimmage, aren't you?
Yeah, and there was just a mass of bodies there at the line. Looked like more defenders than offensive guys. Winds up losing yardage. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
We got this.
At their own 25-yard line.
Go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Eagle 1st down.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Gonna look deep for Jeffrey. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. 39 yards there, a big one.
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Throwing is Wentz. It's complete. It's Sproles. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Wentz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Alshon Jeffrey. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And once again, the Eagles are back out in front. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a Giant first down on a gain of 16.
Go now. 30 base.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
5.
36. Damn.
Yes.
Watch 36. Go.
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep down, and that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 32 on the play.
Okay, there's 3 timeouts left, right?
Think you got to use one here, don't you?
No doubt about it. I'd use one right here.
The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw. Going right side, he finds Slayton. Well, when you're leading in the 4th quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
Ready, set.
58 for Mike. No chance.
Here's a sneak with Jones. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Daniel Jones with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants are once again going to retake the lead. Rosas good with the extra point. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. He's going to let it fly. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Wentz finding his favorite receiver, Jeffrey, on a big one. 41 yards. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Darren Sproles, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense, but in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, excellent job, way to knock it down.
Grade 57.
Mike 57. Take me up. Here we go.
He's back to throw. And he's got it. It's caught for a touchdown. And they have taken the lead here in the final seconds. Elliott now to add the extra point. And it would appear they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot, you got to worry on defense. Of course, no one getting behind the defense and make it an easy throw. But nowadays, it's not just the ball being tipped in the air and people in the end zone in a cluster. It's that guy that's short in the end zone who comes up and ends up making the play because he goes unguarded. So there's a lot to think about if you're playing defense in this situation.
We'll see if they can cover all their bases. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Giants on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. He'll look to throw. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. And they have secured a spot in the conference championship, and now you can start to smell it at this point in the season, can't you?
You really can, because the focus has been one game at a time, not looking ahead. But when you get to the conference championship game and you know you're there, the Super Bowl does loom in the future.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.